Hi first graders, today we are going to be jumping into Chapter 2, Lesson 3. Here's what you're going to need. You're going to need your GoMath book, your pencil, and last but not least, your counters. Once you have these math tools, then we can get into it. Our I can statement for today's lesson is I can use concrete objects to solve taking apart subtraction problems. Let's turn to page 61. Page 61 says listen and draw at the top. The directions say use red and yellow counters to model the problem. Draw and color to show your model. Write the numbers and a subtraction sentence. Get your counters ready and listen to the following problem. Jeff has 5 apples. 3 apples are red. The rest are yellow. How many apples are yellow? How many apples does Jeff have? Remember, he has 5 apples. How many red apples does Jeff have? Remember, he has 3 red apples. What do we need to find? We need to find how many apples are yellow. How can we find the number of yellow apples? Well, we know that he starts out with 5 apples in total. So let's place down 5 counters to show 5 apples that Jeff has. Make sure to count and see that you only have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know that 3 of the apples are red. So now we have to think about how many apples were yellow. If 3 of the apples are red, then that means these 2 must be yellow. I can turn over these counters so that they are yellow. Now we can count the number of yellow counters, which will tell us how many yellow apples there are. 1, 2. So how many apples are yellow? That's right, 2 apples are yellow. Now it's time to draw what we showed with our counters. We showed 3 apples with 3 red counters. So let's draw 3 red counters. We also showed 2 yellow apples by using 2 of our yellow counters. So now let's draw 2 yellow counters. Next, it's time to write the numbers. We know that there are 3 red apples, which we showed with 3 red counters, and we drew with our 3 drawings of our red counters. So we're going to write the number 3. Now it says 3 red apples. Let's take a look at the number of yellow apples. If we look at our counters and if we look at our drawings, we see there are 2 yellow apples. So let's write the number 2. Now, how does this show subtraction? Well, there are 5 apples in total. One part is 3 red apples, and the other part is some yellow apples. We took 3 from 5 to find out how many yellow apples we had. Let's show that with a subtraction sentence. Take a look at the subtraction sentence right underneath. 5 was our total number of apples that we started with. Jeff had 5 apples. We took away 3 red apples to find out how many were yellow. 5 minus 3 equals, we found out there are 2 yellow apples, so equals 2. Read the subtraction sentence with me. 5 minus 3 equals 2. Now we can complete the sentence. Jeff has blank yellow apples. Jeff has 2 yellow apples. Next, let's turn to page 62. At the top of page 62, it says model and draw. Subtract to find how many small cups there are. Maria has 6 cups. 2 cups are big. The rest are small. How many cups are small? Well, what part do we know? We know that 2 cups are big. What part do we need to find? We need to find how many cups are small. The rest are small, but we need to find out how many are small. How can we use counters to subtract? Well, we know that Maria has 6 cups, so we can use 6 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we can count 2 of the red counters. We know these 2 cups are big, so these 2 counters will represent the 2 cups that are big. We know the rest of them are small, so we can turn the rest over to yellow. Then we can count the number of yellow counters to find out how many cups are small. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's trace these 4 cups here, or counters. They are represented by counters. And let's also complete our subtraction sentence. We started out with 6. Maria has 6 cups. Then we subtracted 2. We took 2 away from 6 because we knew those 2 were big cups. Our job was to find out the missing part of the whole. The whole was 6. We took away 2 to find the missing part. The missing part is the number of small cups. We learned the number of small cups is 4. Read the subtraction sentence with me. 6 minus 2 equals 4. Now we can fill out our answer. 4 small cups. So once again, the whole was 6. We subtracted 2 to find the missing part of the whole. The missing part was 4. Now let's take a look at the bottom half of our page. It says, share and show. Use red and yellow counters to solve. Draw to show your work. Write the number sentence and how many. Number 1 says, there are 7 folders. 6 folders are red. The rest are yellow. How many folders are yellow? Let's use our counters to solve. We know there are 7 folders, so let's show that with 7 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We also know that 6 folders are red. The rest are yellow. Let's make sure we have 6 folders facing up to show red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The problem said the rest are yellow. That means we can turn over this counter because the rest are supposed to be yellow. Now we can answer the question. How many folders are yellow? Here, how many counters do you see here? 1 yellow counter. That means there is 1 yellow folder. Now it's time to draw what we showed with our counters. We showed 6 red counters. We also showed 1 yellow counter. So now let's draw 1 yellow counter. Now the question was, how many folders are yellow? We see that only 1 folder is yellow, which is represented by our 1 yellow counter. But we first have to write our subtraction sentence. What is the whole in our problem? The whole is the same as the total. We started out with 7. So that means our whole will be 7. Then we used subtraction to find the missing part of our whole. We took away 6 because we knew that 6 of our folders are red. 7 minus 6 equals what was the missing part of the whole? 1. 1 yellow counter represented 1 yellow folder. And that means we can write 1. 1 yellow folder. Now, can 1 part ever be more than the whole? No. When we add the parts together, they must be equal to the whole. That means the whole is always bigger than the parts. Now let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 says, there are 8 pencils. 3 pencils are short. The rest are long. How many pencils are long? Let's use our counters to solve. We know from our problem that there are 8 pencils. That is our whole. We also know from our problem that 3 pencils are short and the rest are long. So let's take 3 of our counters a little bit to the side. 3 pencils are short. 1, 2, 3. The rest are long. So let's flip over the rest to show yellow. The rest are long. The question is, how many pencils are long? We're finding the missing part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The missing part is 5. Now it's time to draw what we showed with our counters. So remember that we showed 3 pencils that are short with our red counters. Then we showed 5 yellow counters to show that the rest are long.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now our next job is to write a subtraction sentence. Our whole is 8. That is how many pencils there are to start. We are using subtraction to solve. 8 minus. We know that 3 pencils are short. So to find the missing part, we need to take away 3. Our missing part is the number of pencils that are long. Remember, we counted the number of pencils that are long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is our missing part of our whole. Now we can fill out our answer. Our missing part was 5, which means there are 5 long pencils. Now we're moving on to page 63. At the top, it says on your own. Write an equation. Here are the directions. Use red and yellow counters to solve. Draw to show your work. Write the number sentence and how many. Number 3 says, there are 9 fish. 5 fish are red. The rest are yellow. How many fish are yellow? Remember that your first step is to use your red and yellow counters. Your next step is to draw those counters on this space on your page. Next, you'll write a number sentence and you'll write how many. I want you to try numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your own. When you're finished, make sure to take a picture of this page, page 63, and turn it in on Seesaw. Can't wait to see how you all did on page 63. You guys did an awesome job today learning about how to use counters as concrete objects to solve subtraction problems. With that, I will see you all later. Bye!